What's up, guys? Coming at you with another unit review. Today we're going to be looking at CG Rain. Now, if you are a global player, you probably shouldn't be watching this video because this contains lots of spoilers, but maybe if you've been reading a lot of Japan's story already and you don't really care about spoilers, then go ahead and listen to the video, but there's gonna be some spoilers in this, probably in this video, so let's see. First of all, let's see if we can get his own first. I don't know if we can with the going in here, because this is a JP exclusive thing right now. You can go in and look at their abilities and such. I don't think you can unless you own the unit. Nope. So maybe in this video I'll get the limit burst ready, but limit burst video, but otherwise you guys can probably just watch them on your own. So first of all, if you guys are not super whales or something like that, like myself, stay as far away from this banner as you possibly can, because it's not really, I don't think it's worth it whatsoever. I personally just don't feel like it's worth pulling for this guy, especially since he's TDH, and we're going to be getting to that. But his TMR is a very, very good TMR, but it's like super, I would say it's bait, pretty much. It's getting you to pull because of the limit burst damage. So just keep that in mind, but I would just try to ignore this. Just try to keep this out of your mind as well. If you're pulling, keep this in mind. If you're not pulling, if you don't want to pull, ignore this at all times. This greatsword is good for him, and maybe in the future for other units. Like for high use, is probably pretty good, especially with his enhancements. And maybe it'll even be even better in the future if there's ever like a cap increase for TDH. So that's something. His attack is pretty standard, really. A 209. Not much to say about most things, because for his equipment, you're gonna always be equipping a greatsword, I'm pretty sure. So almost all these things, like all these weapon equipments other than the greatsword, just are, I don't know, just nice to have, I guess. Of course, you can equip heavy armor. Equipping helmets is nice. This is the main thing that most people are going to be wanting, because the limit burst is like the main, I don't know, like the main goal of this guy. He's like basically like a gimmicky unit, like a gimmicky limit burst unit. And people are going to say, oh, he's not a gimmick. Limit burst is not a limit burst unit is not a gimmicky, but it definitely is. You're literally bringing this guy in just to use this ability. You're barely using any of his other abilities, which we'll be getting to, but you're only really bringing him just to chain with this move, which is a gimmick. So you can dispute it all you want, but like, you're bringing this guy to use his limit burst, and most other attackers have like other things in their kit that they can be using. So anyways, filler ability, not gonna get into it. This is actually pretty crazy. If this was available turn 1, this would be insane, but people said that Stardust Ray chaining is not the newest chaining and not going to be the strongest chaining, but I called it from the very beginning. I called it from the beginning. Whenever Stardust Ray came out, I was like, this is going to be the newest thing, and we're like, nope, 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 nope. AT chaining is still the strongest. And I beg to differ, because a lot of strong units are now having Stardust Ray frames, like Shadow with his enhancement buff from the boss, and Red 13 is probably going to be super strong with his buff. And then the Christmas Twins, they also have Stardust Ray chaining, and several other units. So this is going to be the future, guys. This is Stardust Ray chaining is probably going to be the future, for sure. I guess the 1.5 times limit burst damage was more gimmick, limit burst gimmick. Some decent stats. I really like the stats that he gets from those. more filler, but I guess this would be nice on off turns or something. But I'm not really sure why it's a magic attack. It's very confusing, but something you would probably never use because you're someone else who has probably better buffs, so you would almost never use this. This is a waste of a turn. Unless you're in a desperate situation, you need some buffs, I guess, but... And again, you would never want to use this. The breaks are too low for this day and age, and the JP side. For all you global players, if you're a global player still here, this is very useless. Full breaks are usually never that great, but I mean, not cooldown wise. Not cooldown wise. This is just not very good. This is a waste of a turn. Another good stat ability. Really good Stardust Fray ability. Gives him triple cast, of course. More Stardust Fray. All his moves are Stardust Fray, by the way. And he gets 3 imperils. They're all pretty nice. I mean, 80% is a little low because the norm is 120% imperils now, but 80% is still okay. See, well, I guess like this is the way you'd want to equip a greatsword, is that he gets some attack with greatsword. So this is another move that you would probably never use unless you're in a desperate move where you're trying to recover. This is nice to use. I have no idea if this. I think you can use it with a triple cast. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, it's this one. You can use it with a triple cast, so actually, it wouldn't be too bad to use. This is better than the full break and the stat buff, by far. Barriers, by the way, guys. Any new players or anything like that, or people who are starting climb trials, HP barriers are the meta now. But HP barriers are very useful in so many other trials, so just keep that in mind. When you have like CG Fulka enhanced or something like that. Of course, he gets the W skill, like all TGH units have. He gets a lot of stats, modifiers. You basically want to have his TMR or STMR equipped at all times because his long burst gets upgraded, which the reason why you're bringing him, right? The gimmick. This is very low, but he has stacking damage, like I predicted that he would have. I didn't see this morning, so I must have skipped over it. But yep, he has stacking damage. He has the ignore 50%, so this is all power creep basically. He has just another stat like S-Stark has, where he can buff himself and get modifier bonuses. I can't see this ever being used because you're not dealing damage. This would be just another time where you have to recover, or you're in a dangerous situation. This is the only time you would ever want to use this. It's just a waste of a turn, really. This is actually insane. Unfortunately, if this was AoE, that'd be like ridiculously broken. Like seriously, this would be really stupid. But it's only for him, but it's still good. There's a lot of cooldown abilities. Stardust Fray Frame. I don't like this is a decent move, but it doesn't really do anything for him other than just dealing damage. The ignore 50% defense is the only thing you would actually really consider. This doesn't stack or anything like that. And this is, I don't really understand the reason why you would want to use this, unless like the cooldown is, and the availability in the cooldown is just very odd. You would probably just skip over this. This is useless. Defense breaks are pretty much useless, but the 250% attack is pretty standard for most TGH units and most other units, so it's good. And this is also really good for a safety net for your unit, so he's not going to be weaker anytime soon. And of course the triple cast. and that. So, what do I think? Like, yes, he is powerful. Yes, he's probably one of the strongest units in the game now. But you gotta consider that TDH is not the meta anymore. True Dual Wield is the meta, and probably next month, CG Last Fall 2 will be coming out. And he's probably going to be way stronger than this, because he's True Dual Wield and they have the 6 times chaining modifier. He doesn't have Quad Cast, thank goodness. He doesn't really have anything special to his kit other than this Limit Burst, which is a super gimmick. And yes, he can get it. He can fill his Limit Burst up. Yes, he can do that, but at the same time, like, you'd just much rather have a more reliable chainer that can go in there and chain every single turn, chain, instead of worrying if he's gonna die next turn. Is he gonna get both of them gonna get their limit bursts up at the same time? Are they gonna be able to chain all the time with their limit bursts? Like, it's just, you have to babysit this guy more than CG parts, basically. Make sure they're fully protected. Make sure they're doing their rotations correctly. I'm not really hyped on this guy. I was before, but the things that really turn me off is that he doesn't really offer anything more than other units like are similar to him already. Like, he has a lot of powerful abilities, yes, he has a lot of imbues, yes, but there's other units that can do similar things. Like, CG Lightning can do lightning things, and Axstar can do fire things. If you already have Axstar, he's still pretty strong, and he's not the strongest unit in the game anymore, but he's still strong. And Earth, I guess Earth is pretty unique. I'll give it that. Earth is pretty unique in this day and age. Not a lot of Earth physical attackers anymore, so that is something I will say is a positive. That's pretty interesting. But the banner that he comes on, it's hard to recommend pulling for this guy on the banner. One lap only, and you're only guaranteed to get one of him at the very end. Yes, he's singular banner only, but there's a chance for off banners that are possible, and you could get garbage all the way to the 5th step, and you can only get one of him. And then you have to go to the dreaded. You would have to go do this instead. You have to just throw your luck and throw some 5k lapis pulls and see if you can maybe get him, or do some tickets. That's the only way you can get him otherwise, because you can only do one lap of this. So if you're free to play, yes, I understand he's a very important character. He's the main character of the game, very cool character and everything. But like, at the same time, you gotta consider: do I really want to support this right now, or do I want to support them not giving me a free pull like the last one? Do I want to support them not allowing more than one lap? I gotta say no. I'm not supporting that this time around. This is from one who got CG Darkfina, and those were all from free pulls. I've already clarified this many times, but I got her from free pulls. So while we're talking about the rest of the banner, or of course it's gonna be blue, but that's okay. So all in all, he's a very strong unit, but there's gonna be better down the horizon. So keep that in mind. The step up is just not very good. The Moogle is just not that good anymore. Like, getting a 10% trust Moogle is almost nothing anymore. There's so much trust Moogles in the game. The Cactuars, there's tons of Cactuars. The King Log has tons of Cactuars. So there'd be no reason to get this, really. The Random Rainbow is becoming less and less valuable, but it's still nice. The 10% ticket is complete garbage, as we all know. And of course, you would rather get to this last step. I feel like there should be either more laps, like more laps, so you can try to do 2 steps, so you can at least get him to 7-star. It's a complete trap, guys. And I'm not even sure if they're gonna allow you to do this anymore. If they're just gonna allow you to only use lapis pulls. If they're not gonna allow you to use tickets anymore, because it's kind of easy to get. I mean, not easy, but I did get two CG Dark Phoenix from tickets. So it's not impossible. But I'm not really liking this festival banner thing anymore. And if you guys like it, that's cool. I'm not telling you. I'm really not telling you how to spend your resources. You guys can do whatever you want. You guys can give me the middle finger or do whatever you want. But like, I'm here. If you're watching the video, I'm here to recommend that consider maybe just waiting for the next damage dealer. Waiting for something a little better on the horizon. It's a little easier to pull. Maybe something to UOC maybe, because like I said earlier, this guy is TDH. TDH is not currently the best thing in the world, so True Dual Wield is the meta, regardless of what other people say, and that's the bottom line, because I said so. That's I didn't mean to say it like that. Anyways, I guess that's the end of the video. If you guys like my review, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like the review and you like this character and you're going to be pulling for him, or you hate that I spoiled something, then give me a thumbs down, please. I don't mind. I don't care. Leave your comments below if you're going to be pulling, what do you guys think about the banner. You hate the banner, you like the banner. Just let me know. Give me some feedback. I love feedback, so I'm always ready for some feedback, guys. And with that being said, that's the end of the review. If I missed anything, please let me know down in the comments, but overall, I don't think he's worth pulling for, and that's my judgment, guys. So peace out. All my social links will be down below, my Twitch, my Twitter. And if you're new to the channel for some reason and you found this video, please consider subscribing. If you've watched this far, please consider subscribing. And I stream on Twitch pretty much every single day, so there's something for you guys if you've been looking for a Twitch streamer that does global and JP. So I'll let you guys go from there, so peace.